Hi everybody, I'm Stefan. Welcome back to another lesson in my Czerny's Opus 599 for solo learners course. In this video, we're going to learn number 52. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and if you like what you see, give this video a thumbs up. Also, I offer online piano lessons. If you're looking for one, there's going to be information below. And if you'd like to get this special edition of Czerny's Opus 599 specifically for solo learners, links will be below too. Number 52 is about expressive melody in double notes, which is very difficult in itself. So not only we have double notes, they have to be legato, they also have to be expressive. So it's really working on that skill. And the left hand in the second section is introducing a lot more ledger lines than before in the book. So although it's not a technique issue as such, but recognizing low ledger lines is also a very important skill. So let's have a look. The first section is until the repeat sign, and let's start with the right hand, which is harder. We are in the key of D major, so every F and every C is going to be sharp, don't forget, and we are in 2/4, so 2 quarter note or crotchet beats in every bar, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now we have a lot of eighth notes and dotted quarter notes, so the best way to count is 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and, where every syllable is an eighth beat basically. The right hand starts with this melody in 6, which is, so the melody is basically the top note and then we're adding a 6 in the bottom. And we have to move legato wherever you see the slur, and where the slur ends, you need to lift up your hand and start a new downbeat. So I'm going to show you the first one, which is really important. We are in 2/5 on F sharp D, and we're going to move to E C sharp with 1/4. If you have smaller hands, this is going to be quite difficult, and you might need to find another solution there. You could do 1/5, 1/4 if you have smaller hands, but try to do 2/5, 1/4. And the important thing here is to move legato between the two chords. So not releasing until the second pair goes down. Now what can go wrong? First of all, the hand can get quite tense, so make sure you relax it as much as you can. You play with the fingertips as much as you can, and you really concentrate that the double notes go down together so you don't get a sound like this. Because that's not going to be good. The exercise is requiring you to play double notes perfectly accurately. So one sound, one sound. And the way to practice this is to really slow it down, relax the hand, and try to kind of concentrate on sinking into the notes at the same time and also tilting the hand so you arrive on those two notes at the same time. And that's basically the technical part of this first section. Now let's count it out. So 1 and 2 and lift. 1 and 2 and. So here we had G, E going to F sharp D, and then a G, a 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Now here again we've got a few options because it's 4 6s. We can do 1/5, 1/4, 1/3 and 2/5, or we could do 1/5, 1/4, 1/5 and 2/5. Those are the two options. I think the first one is a bit easier, but again depends on the hand shape. And here is where keeping it legato. And of course, when we can't do a true legato, when we have to move the thumb down one note, we're going to lift up the thumb and then connect it to 1/4. So one finger at least stays down, so we get that connecting sound. Going on to bar 5, it's a E C sharp, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and here we've got a F sharp A, 1 and 2 and. So lifting up and changing to 2/4. 2/4, 1/3, 2/4, 1/3, 1/4, and sliding into the C sharp E with 2/3. And because these are two note slurs, the second one is always going to be a little bit softer than the first one. So ti-ram, ba-ram, bam, and relax. So every two-note slur, the second one is not the main beat, the first one is the strong beat, so a little bit of a rounding off. And that's the right hand. So the technical part is to get those double notes accurate, and once you manage to do that, then try to make this melody as expressive as you can. And it also says dolce, so sweetly, not too strongly. The left hand is quite simple. We have some accompaniment notes starting with the rest down here at the D. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and then we have octaves. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and that's the left hand. So again, lots of ledger lines if you need to write in the name of the notes, but think about it. The bottom line in the bass clef is a G, one skip down, the next line is an E, the next line is a C, and the third line is an A. That's the easiest way to remember it. So E, C, A. Let's put it together. 1 and 2 and 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 1 and 2 and. So as you can see, I'm lifting up my hand after every slur to make it not just beautiful music-wise, but also the hands move in a very gentle way, not abruptly and not sticking to the keys. Try to lift up the hand to feel the phrasing. Let's go on to the second section from bar 9. The right hand is a little bit trickier here. We've got bigger chords, not double notes anymore. So starting in this A major position, 1, 3, 5, or 1, 2, 4. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. So here you see the staccato and legato at the same time. And everybody always asks me, what does that mean? How can you play legato and staccato at the same time? It's called portato, and it's basically slightly detached. So it's not staccato, it's not legato, it's in between, and a slight pressure on those notes. So not staccatoing, but not legatoing it either. Going on to bar 13, down to AD, 1 and 2 and crescendo, natural. And there we are. Going on to bar 13, A and D, 1 and 2 and crescendo, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. The left hand has some longer phrases, starting on the A in the bottom and some very low notes in bar 13. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and that's an F sharp there on the fourth ledger line. 1 and 2 and 3 and G sharp, A, and then octave, 1 and 2, finishing on a D. So very low notes, but again, moving step by step, so not too hard to read. Hands together. 1 and 2 and 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 crescendo, and finishing nice and gentle. And that's number 52. So there's quite a lot to work in this very short exercise. Very difficult and challenging technique-wise. It doesn't need to go fast, it's andante, but you can take it even slower, maybe lento. just to make sure that you really get those double notes right, and also in the second half, those chords, the 3 notes go down perfectly together. And then try to make it as musical as you can, and don't forget to lift the hands.